Hello everybody, Michael here for Tactica Imperialis. I've got part 4 of my analysis of Codex Dark Eldar today, looking at the troops and transport sections of the Codex. There are 2 troops and 2 dedicated transports, and I'm going to go through those just quickly. Right, Carbolite Warriors are your basic shooty troop choice. They are 9 points each. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 3, 1 wound, initiative 5, 1 attack, leadership 8, and a 5+ save. So very similar to Craftworld Eldar, and on a par, if not better than most basic troops. They're taken in squads of 5, but be up to 20. They're armed with splinter rifles and Carbolite armour, so poison 4 plus rapid fire weapons. They have fleet, night vision, and power from pain. So they have the pain token rule, which I explained in my unique HQ video. Basically what it does is when they wipe out a unit, they gain feel no pain, kill another one, furious charge, kill another one, fearless, and these rules all stack. One Carbolite may take a Shredder for 5 points. This is strength 6, AP nothing, small blast, 12-inch range, single shot. A Blaster is 18-inch range, strength 8, AP 2, lance. So both require you to get closer than your splinter rifles do, but they can do a fair bit of damage depending on what you're going after. For every 10, you are allowed a splinter cannon, which is 36-inch range, poison 4+, AP 5, assault 4 or heavy 6. And the dart lance, again, depends on the targeting that you want to use. So for example, if you're going all anti-infantry, you go Shredder and Splinter Cannon. If you want to go all tank, you go Blaster and Dart Lance. It depends on your idea. One Carbolite may be upgraded to a Cyberite for 10 points. This will give you +1 attack and +1 leadership, so it's quite a worthy trade-off. He may take Ghostplate armor for a 4+ armor and a 6+ invulnerable. I would advocate this if it weren't 10 points, and it would have problems with all the different armors and allocating wounds. It could get annoying. Phantasm Grenade Launcher, Assault, Defensive Grenade, always useful. He may replace his rifle with a pistol and close combat weapon. If you do this, you unlock a variety of other options. For example, you unlock the Blast Pistol, which is a pistol version of the Blaster I mentioned earlier, so 8-2 Lance. And you may replace the newly upgraded close combat weapon with a Venom Blade, so poison 2+, power weapon, or the poison 4+ power weapon that is the Agonizer. So if you want any of the other upgrades, you have to swap first. So you'll always have a pistol and a melee weapon of some sort. Then you have Wyches. This is a close assault troop unit, cost 1 point more than a Carbolite, and the stat line explains why. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 4 as well. Strength and toughness 3 again. 1 wound, initiative 6, so they're faster. 1 attack and the same leadership, but a slightly worse armor save. Squads of 5 to 15, so you can't take them as large a group. Combat drugs, plasma grenade, splinter pistol, and of course combat weapon. So combat drugs obviously allows them to psych up, be it gaining a pain token, +1 attack, further run move. It all depends. Fleet, night vision, power from pain, and the dodge 4+ invulnerable, which only applies to melee. So you don't have a 4+ invulnerable when you're being shot at, you only get it in melee. For every 5, you may replace these weapons with Razor Flails, Hydra Gauntlets, or Shard Net and Impaler, which I've explained a couple of times already. Razor Flails, real to hit and wound, so I like these. Shard Net and Impaler, 2 melee weapons, and -1 attack on all models in base contact, so reasonably useful. And Hydra Gauntlets, plus D6 attacks, always useful. And Haywire Grenades, as I say with all Wyche units or Witch units, if someone could let me know how to pronounce that, I would think they are a good upgrade just because it gives you something that can go after a tank. You may upgrade one to a Hecatrix, which, like the Carbolites, gives you an attack and a leadership point, so useful. May take a Blast Pistol, Phantom's Grenade Launcher, Venom Blade, Power Weapon, and Agonizer, so the same sort of upgrades. Which one you take obviously depends on the style of armor you're running. If you're going with a very shooty force that's saying come at me, then Carbolites are better and they can bring down monstrous creatures because of poison weapons. If you're wanting to get up close to melee, for example with Imperial Guard, you may prefer Wyches because of their higher initiative and more attacks from having 2 melee weapons. Plus, Haywire Grenades can threaten tanks as easily as the Dart Lance can. Both these squads and several other squads in the army have the option to take transport vehicles. They are the Raider and the Venom. Both are ballistic skill 4 and 10 all round, so they're very easy to kill. I believe they both have 2 hull points. Maybe the Raider has 3, I'm not sure. They are both fast skimmers with the open top rule, so they have access to Jink, Tub, Flat Out, but are very easy to pop if you can get a penetrating hit in. The Raider has a capacity of 10 and the Venom of 5, so bear this in mind when obviously allocating your squad size. The Raider has a Dart Lance and Night Vision, is a tank killer, and the Venom has a Twin Link Splinter Rifle, a Splinter Cannon, and a Flicker Field. A Flicker Field gives you a 5+ invulnerable save. I just need to point out, with splinter cannons, they always use the heavy 6 profile on vehicles, so you never have the assault 4 version, you always have the heavy 6 version, which, to be honest, will be common sense anyway. Both, as I say, have night vision. You might wonder why, with double the transport capacity, the Raider only costs 5 points more. That's because of the 5+ invulnerable, basically. Right, there are a few options. I'm going to start with the Raider. It may swap its Dart Lance for a Disintegrator Cannon. This is 36-inch range, strength 5, AP 2, heavy 3. So obviously it changes its purpose from tank hunting to infantry hunting and kill just about any infantry it hits. A Shock Prow allows the vehicle to tank shock, which it wouldn't because it's not a tank, and when it rams, it gains plus D3 to its front arm, so instead of being 10, it's D3 plus 10, which could be quite useful. Torment grenade launchers mean that all enemies in 6 inches have -1 leadership, and if they wish to charge your Raider, they must take a leadership test. If they don't, they can't charge. Easy. Enhanced Aether Sails. This gives you plus 2d6 to your move if you choose, but if you do this, you cannot disembark and you cannot shoot with either the vehicle or your passengers. Retrofire jets allow you to deep strike. Chain snares cause D3 plus 1 strength for AP nothing hits on any unit passed over in the movement phase, over and through. Similar to the Reaver Jetbike blade veins, which I'm going to come on to in my next video. Grizzly trophies give all Dark Eldar within 6 inches a chance to reroll their failed leadership. And Venom blades, for every hit the vehicle takes in melee, if there is a 1 rolled to hit, the attacking unit takes a strength 4 AP nothing hit, distributed as per shooting. Splinter racks, this is really useful for Carbolite units because all splinter rifles and splinter pistols become twin link because of the unlimited ammo, apparently. So this is obviously very useful if you're running a 10-man squad of Carbolite warriors. Suddenly they've all got twin link poison weapons, they can put a monstrous creature down quite easily. Night shields, this is a little bit weird. All shots fired at a unit with night shields are -6 inch range. So instead of being 24-inch range, it's now 18-inch range. This can take units out of range, at which point the shot is not resolved. Although now with the pre-measuring, you can get around this. It affects whether you're in rapid fire range or not, I believe, so it'll go from being 12-inch for rapid fire to 9-inch for rapid fire. It does not affect flamer templates, and it does not affect barrage weapons or weapons with a 6-inch or less range, obviously, because that would mean they have no range. As I said on the Venom, the flicker field is a 5+ invulnerable, and I don't know if it's indispensable because Raiders are pretty cheap, and this could make them more expensive, particularly if you take Splinter Racks as well. So, maybe. Obviously, Disintegrator Cannon, this is obviously depending on your choice of target. Enhanced Ether Sails, I think, are very useful, particularly for Witch units. Retrofire Jets, maybe. And Splinter Racks for Carbolites. Possibly Night Shields and Flicker Fields, depending. The Venom has less options. It may exchange its Twin Link Splinter Rifle for a Splinter Cannon. I would thoroughly recommend you do this because it just gives you an extra piece of powerful shooting, or more shots if nothing else. May take Retrofire Jets for Deep Strike, Chain Snares for the hits, Grizzly Trophies for the leadership roles, and Venom Blades, and Night Shields it already has a Flicker Field. So, obviously pretty useful, and a very good character delivery system, as well as a elite unit delivery system, depending on what you wish to use them for. So, in terms of what you use your transports for, obviously, your Raiders are to get your melee units into melee, or your other troop units onto objectives. Splinter Racks are a pretty much gimme for Carbolite transports. Ether Sails could be very useful for Witch transports, as could a Flicker Field. Disintegrator Cannon just depends on your targets, really, what you expect to face. Venom, more suited to melee. Always try and think with the Splinter Cannon, because obviously this is more powerful than a Splinter Rifle. Night Shields, that's going to be getting up close pretty fast anyway, so I don't know how useful it is, but I could see a use for Retrofire Jets and Grizzly Trophies, particularly if you're in melee and you have a bad round. So that concludes this video. My next video will be looking at the fast attack section, and then I've got the heavy support section to do, and then this Codex analysis will be over. So that should be done by the end of the week. If you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, everything else you guys do. I really appreciate it. This video will be up on Wednesday, I think. Wednesday, Fast Attack Friday, and Heavy Support Sunday, probably. So thank you for watching. My name is Michael, and I will see you all again.